How's everybody doing? Welcome back for cocktail edition number 4 in this quarantine fiasco. So we have done 2 brown spirits cocktails. We have done 1 gin cocktail, and so I figured the next thing we should do is a rum cocktail. So it is going to get warm. It is going to stop raining eventually. At least that's the plan. And so when it does, you need another cocktail that you can sit on your back porch, front porch, backyard, wherever it might be that you sit and you enjoy warm things. And you will, and so I think a daiquiri is going to be the perfect thing for that. Now, traditionally, most people who think of daiquiris think, oh, well, I'll need a blender and I'll need fruit syrup and I'll need whatever. We're going to get rid of all of that. We're going to go back to the classic. So a classic daiquiri is a very simple cocktail, and it is really like the perfect marriage when it comes to booze, citrus, and sugar. And that's all that's in a daiquiri. So a daiquiri is going to traditionally be white rum, about 2 ounces of white rum. You're going to use about an ounce of lime juice, and then you're going to use about 3/4 of an ounce of simple syrup. If you want to get like real classic, they would use demerara sugar or sugar cane juice. But I don't have those things necessarily on me at the moment, so we're going to go with simple syrup. But if you want to kind of play with that marriage of sweet and citrus, demerara sugar, which is a little bit darker, a little bit closer to like a brown sugar, is going to have kind of that like touch of molasses tones to it. So if you use like a brown sugar or a demerara sugar when you make your simple syrup, you're going to have like a slightly darker cocktail, and it plays really well. So for rum today, we're going to use plantation rum. So plantation rum is they are the first rum that I fell in love with. Not this white rum. Their 3-star white rum is phenomenal. But the first rum I ever fell in love with was called Plantation 20-Year XO. So Plantation Distillery is owned by a cognac house called Pierre Ferrand. We actually use their cognac in one of our cocktails as well. But Pierre Ferrand, this is a side project for them. And so basically because of the climate in the Caribbean, spirits age faster. So rum, when it's put in barrel, will actually mature at a faster rate than it does in places like in cognac or, in Scotland or whatever it might be, because of the humidity, because of all that stuff. Rum actually ages quite quicker in the Caribbean than it does anywhere else. And so you see a lot more maturity when it comes to aged rums than you do in a lot of like aged bourbons, aged scotches. They take a little bit longer time to kind of like feather out all those nuances, where rum kind of accelerates the pace. So 20-Year XO was done for the anniversary of their Cellar Master, and it was actually started, it's from their Barbados distillery. The thing about Plantation is that they have distilleries in Jamaica and Trinidad and Barbados. They have them out to Fiji. They have them in Guadalupe. They've got them really all over, kind of all over everywhere. And so it was started in their Barbados distillery, and then it was actually, when it was ready, they took it and they put it in small cognac casks, and they flew it to Cognac. And their cellar master, who this was kind of his anniversary blend, they allowed him to kind of keep an eye on it, and when he felt like it was ready, then they released it. But it is absolutely killer. The cool thing about rum is you find a 10, 12, 14, 15-year-old bourbon, you're paying $60 to $100, maybe more, depending on who's making it, a bottle. You find a 10, 20-year-old rum, it's not nearly as expensive. And so 20-Year XO, the XO statement is done kind of in homage to cognac, but the 20-Year XO is at least 10 years old, the juice in there. And so a 10-year-old rum, and you can find it on the shelves for, I think it's like $45, but absolutely killer stuff. They do a pineapple rum if you want to do some tiki cocktails made with real pineapple, not pineapple extracts, and it is absolutely phenomenal. Their gold rum, their Grand Reserve is really cool. And then they've started releasing a lot of vintage stuff, so all their vintage rums are kind of all over the place. They've got stuff from Peru that we've got on the shelf. They've got, stuff from Fiji dating back to '07. And like I said, they're not super expensive. They're a really cool thing that if you want to kind of get your feet wet when it comes to rum, they've got everything. Dark rum, white rum, spice rum, all kinds of craziness, but they make some really killer stuff. So we're going to use plantation rum. We're just going to use a little bit of citrus. We're going to use lime juice, and then we're going to use some simple syrup. So the big thing, high quality, whatever you want it to be. Like I said, plantation rum. You're going to use 2 ounces of white rum. When we first opened, we had a cocktail on the menu called the Dirty Daiquiri. Dirty Daiquiris affectionately are called that because they're made with a dark rum or gold rum. So when you make them, they don't look nice and bright. They look a little bit darker and earthier. They're really cool if you want to mess around with that. You're going to use 3/4 of an ounce of, you're going to use a full ounce of lime juice. That goes right in. And then you're going to use 3/4 of an ounce of simple. So like we've talked about before, when you make a cocktail with citrus, you want to waken that citrus up. And the best way to waken citrus up is by shaking it. So when you shake, you're kind of aerating it. You're getting it lighter and brighter. And you're breaking up the simple syrup at the same time. So you're going to put a good amount of ice in there. You don't need to long shake this. This isn't going to be a super long shake, but you definitely want to you want to get it till the tins feel real cold in your hands. You can kind of see the frost will start up on them, and that's about all you need. You just want a little bit to kind of brighten it. Like we said, keep all that good stuff in there. And then you're going to double strain this. This is your double strainer. Hold all those ice chips back. And then the last thing you're going to want to do is you're going to take that lime. You're going to fat peel of that lime. And like always, you're going to take the side that would normally be showing. You're going to put it over top of the beverage, kind of squeeze it. You'll see the oils express over top. And then just drop that bad boy in there. And that is a classic daiquiri. Enjoy once this weather breaks.